All right, here we go. Nappy-headed foe versus toilet paper. 5-5 matchups here.
Juicy.
Nappy won last time, but we're going back to our toilet paper's home field. Well, it should be a good matchup. We have Tony Romo against Tom Brady. Now, I realize that you don't sit Tom Brady, but do you sit Tom Brady here?
Listen, Dougie, a couple reasons why Tom Brady's going to have a pretty above average day. We're talking mid-20s for the Tom Brady.
Okay.
Number one, the Jets annihilated and embarrassed him in week 2 or 3 earlier this year.
8 points.
8 points for the Brady. By far his worst performance.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to happen again. And then number 2, this whole 4th and 2 thing when they didn't get the first down.
Yes.
Look for Tom Brady to, as normal, as usual, put everything on his own shoulders, and he's going to carry the load and just come out monstrously on fire for the McLaughlin.
So you don't play Warner at all here?
I don't. I mean, I know you're going to be tempted to do it, McLaughlin, as everybody would be. You just got to turn the other way and trust the Brady.
What do you think the chances of Bill Belichick not punting at all and going for it every single time on 4th down this week is?
I can see it happening.
I can too, and I think
even if they're up 42-0,
he's still going to go for it.
He's going for it.
It wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Tony Romo against Washington, not a terrible matchup, really.
No, and as we discussed off air, to a lot of humor, he's not in prime time. So look for him to have, maybe even in the 20s.
Yep.
If he's not in prime time, he's golden.
Now you see that McLaughlin's going to have to cheer against Romo here as a Cowboy fan. He's going to have to put his fandom to the side and cheer against him.
I think McLaughlin cheers against Romo a lot.
Yeah.
I think there's some friction in that relationship.
I could see that. Thomas Jones and Rashard Mendenhall. Jones really, again, has been a decent surprise for fantasy owners this year.
He's
Everybody
breaking the rule of 30 and over.
Yeah, he is.
For RBs.
Yep. Anyway, New England gives up about 15 points, but only given up 3 touchdowns this whole entire year to opposing running backs. And Mendenhall has a great matchup against Kansas City, but Mendenhall didn't do much of anything last week. But, again, they were against the Bengals. Forte and Cadillac Williams. I really like Cadillac Williams' matchup here because of so many touchdowns that New Orleans gives up. So between the two, whose team do you like on the running backs?
Slight edge to the McLaughlin because of the matchups. I mean, Thomas Jones at New England seems scary on paper, but it's really not. New England gives up quite a bit of rushing yards. Maybe not touchdowns, but rushing yards. And Mendenhall, that should be a really, really brutal matchup right there, as Tomlin is not going to let off the gas this week after a very upsetting loss against the Bengals.
Okay, back to the wide receivers matchups. On Nappy's side, one that you like, one that you'd get rid of.
I love Reggie Wayne, and who doesn't?
I love him.
He was spectacular.
Spectacular.
Man, he was awesome. So he's my favorite, even going against Baltimore's defense. But like we said before, they're not as scary as they used to be. The one that I would probably get rid of, if I had to get rid of one, would be Lavernius Coles.
Okay.
And I would sub maybe Terrell Owens, hoping for a spark with the new coach. Maybe the new coach says, hey, we need to highlight Mr. Owens and get him the ball. Maybe hope for a spark there.
Okay, on the other side of things, Papers?
The Colston.
Okay.
The Marquise.
You love Marquise Colston.
And his matchup is screaming 30 points.
He didn't do that last week.
No, he did not. He laid a hot one.
Okay.
But, now Drew Brees is going to say, come here, Marquise. We need to get you in, and we need to get you in the game plan. I'm going to highlight you this week, or shoot, we're at Tampa.
Okay. Now, slight oversight on our producer's part, so we'll have to talk to him about that. You really can't replace any of your wide receivers here because he doesn't have any other ones on his bench. He's very heavy at the running back.
He is. Maybe that's why he's 5-5.
Maybe. Tight end. Who's edge? Who do you give the edge to here?
I'm going to give the edge to the Razorback, to the toilet paper, to the brown ring.
Okay. tight end Jeremy Shockey at Tampa Bay, and you also have Jason Witten.
Witten blows.
Witten hasn't done much of anything, and the matchup isn't that great against Washington.
He's a security blanket, and he stinks.
Yeah, yep. He's not getting near as many targets.
I thought they were roommates.
Well, they were. But even last year, if you look back, his red zone targets wasn't a ton. He got a lot of his work ahead of time, was able to create afterwards. It just seems like this year he's not able to do much of that either. Edge?
It's got to go to Shockey.
Okay.
Matchup alone, screaming.
Patriots at Jets, Chargers at Denver. When you look at both of these, both of them give up over 6 points, but 7 for the Denver Broncos, and then the Jets give up about 9 points. Who do you like better?
I don't. I mean, they're both pretty decent.
Okay.
Pretty decent matchups.
All right, so who do you pick to start making their way towards the edge, to start making their way, well, maybe into the playoffs here with this win?
You know, it's so close, so close. Throughout this day, I had nappy, toilet, and a nappy toilet. I didn't know exactly what to do, and I'm going.
Oh, this is bad.
I'm going toilet because of home field.
Okay.
I think it's going to be so close. This is going to be another great game. But since Nappy already won the first matchup, I'm going to go and play the odds and say that toilet paper and the brown ring come back and get a victory here.
Okay. I am going to go with the toilet paper as well. I think the wide receiver matchups are going to help him out because it seems to me like Nappy's guys are all or nothing besides Reggie Wayne. And that concerns me just a little bit. And Tony Romo, I get nervous with him.
It's not prime time. Don't be nervous.
I do. I just
Embrace the 1 o'clock games.
All right. Anyway, that makes out of the Shula division the 2 revenge games the opposite. You have the opposite guy that lost the first game. You have him coming back to win. But again, we agree with this one. We'll be right back with our next matchup. Have a good night. Actually, don't really have a good night. We'll
Doesn't
be right
matter.
back.
It's going to be in the morning.
Yeah, it's going to be in the morning. It's probably sometime around 10.